What's up, guys? This is Hunter the Red Jacket. I am back with another live reading of the Devil May Cry Before the Nightmare novel translation. So we are going to be continuing on with the chapter 2 of Nero, and we will be doing the chapter 2 of, I believe, Dante. Yep, Dante. And then we have Nico chapter 1 as well. So let's go ahead and get into this. It says, the chapter begins with Nico and Nero in the basement of Fortuna Castle, the location of Agnus' research facility. Nico is elated by the modern equipment in the facility. Looking at and touching everything, she strokes the round cylinder that once housed demons and once again stutters with excitement. Of course she does, because Nico is a big nerd. Sexy as hell, but kind of a nerd. Nero asks Nico what she plans to do with Agnes's research documents. He fears that Agnes's daughter will continue his malicious work and once again bring demons. Wait, it's Agnus. So I keep calling him Agnus. Is Agnus demons to the world? While he asks this question, he keeps a concealed hand on Blue Rose, as he may have to kill her depending on her answer. Ouch. This dude is seriously hardcore for no damn reason. But he's just like, I gotta make sure she doesn't do anything fucked up with this whole research thing. So I understand where he's coming from, but it's just like, dude, calm your ass down. Nico tells them that she wants to be an artist. Nero becomes confused by her answer and takes his finger away from Blue Rose's trigger. He asks if she wants to draw pictures of demons, and this makes her burst into laughter. She says she's not interested in pictures. She wants to become a first-class weapon arms artist, which she actually is on the way to becoming with her demon arms that she's been making for Nero in the game. Nero recalls how skillfully she disassembles Red Queen. Nico asks if Nero had heard of her grandmother, the .45 caliber artist. Nero shakes his head, and this infuriates Nico as she makes a gesture with her head like she is spitting. She yells at him, "You don't know anything, boy." Nero manages to keep his cool despite being insulted. I mean, what is the reason for him to be insulted by that? He attributes this to spending time taking care of orphans, building his patience and resistance to insults from younger people. Oh, that's why. Because a younger child just called him a child. Nero explains that he probably hasn't heard of her because guns aren't very popular in Fortuna. True. He says that in his past, people looked down on him for using a gun. This raises Nico's interest, asking him if he has a gun. Nero hesitates for a bit, then takes his concealed Blue Rose from his pocket. Nico runs up to it and fixates her gaze on it, once again stuttering with excitement. She does that a lot. Her mannerisms remind him of Agnus. Nico asks if she can touch the gun, and Nero allows it. Nico geeks out over the gun, and Blue Rose's design is explained. A double-barreled revolver that shoots 2 bullets with a slight time delay on each shot. One bullet penetrates while the other explodes. Ooh, dang. Are you serious? Nero's impressed that she can identify the 2 different types of bullets from looking at them, as they are nearly identical. Nico says, "Who do you think I am?" Okay, I'll give her that. Okay. Nico says that Blue Rose's concept can't be thought of, but it would be difficult to execute and would require someone who's very skilled. Because of a language pun in Japanese, Nero reflects on how Agnus certainly was the crazy type. Nero then reflects on his own life circumstances. While he feels his morality is questionable, He was raised in a home with honesty and integrity. He looks up to Credo, I think that's how you say it. Credo, the person who was like an older brother to him. But now he had Kyrie as his lover. Okay, wow. Nico talks about how her grandmother's guns were simple and beautiful. She says the final pair of guns that she made were very, very beautiful. Nico talks on and on about them, which Nero is not interested in. Of course he's not. However, she says they're called ebony and ivory. Oh ho ho. Now I just remember Rocket from Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite saying, "Hey, can the girls come out to play?" He's like, "Ebony, ivory, care to dance?" Just start firing them. I love that scene. That was literally one of the only few good scenes in that fucking game. Okay. The names... Wait. Ebony and Ivory, one black and one white. Appropriate names for such fine art. The names raise Nero's interest, and she continues to describe the guns, detailing how one is for rapid fire and one is for destructive power. The guns were designed with demon hunting in mind, and she believes that the guns are currently being used by a demon hunter. While trying to remember the name, Nero says it instead. Dante. Nico says that he is correct and asks if he is a celebrity in the demon hunting world. However, Nero is too dumbfounded to reply as he realizes the connection. Nico's grandmother designed the guns that shot her father in the head. Nico demands an answer from Nero. "I want to know what type of guy is using my grandmother's best work." Wait, don't tell me he's a piece of shit. Nero asks her to be patient while he processes all this information. Nero thinks about how Dante is an important person to him. Dante saved him from the chaos ensuing in Fortuna, but in the process, he killed Agnus. Fucking phone. Now Agnes's daughter is in front of him asking what he's like. Nero says aloud, "Shit. How am I gonna explain this?" causing Nico to raise her eyebrow. Yeah, that would definitely be hella awkward if you were to be in this type of situation and realize how fucked up Dante just made the entire situation. So yeah, Nico is not going to be happy when she finds out just who Dante is, but we'll see if this entire novel addresses that entire situation, or actually no, we'll see if the game also addresses this as well. The chapter begins with Dante killing monkey-looking demons on the way to fight Balrog. While killing them, he reflects on how great Ebony and Ivory are and how they were Neil Goldstein's magnum opus. I agree. While disposing of the demons, Dante hears a heavy French accent behind him say, "As usual, your guns are wonderful." He turns his head and replies with, "Long time no see, Lucia." Lucia asks him if he's aged a little, and he gives her a bitter smile, telling her she's just imagining it. Dante tells her she hasn't changed at all, and Lucia reminds him that she can't change no matter how much time passes. Dante tries to comfort Lucia by telling her that women pay large amounts of money to try and look youthful. Your boy's a jackass. He tried to get shot. But this isn't a comfort to her. Lucia's origin story as an artificial demon is repeated. Dante knows that she has a lonely face. Dante starts not cracking wise with Lucia, and says that compared to the horror around them, he likes something that came from heaven. This gets a faint smile from Lucia, and she thanks him for coming while putting out her hand to him. This is a surprise to Dante, as he heard from made her that Lucia wasn't happy with him coming. Lucia says that Balrog is a bit too difficult for one person, so she would appreciate help dealing with him to finish it quicker. Dante smiles as he thinks this is a thinly veiled, I can't do this on my own, but he's fine with it as she appears more confident. Right? Dante and Lucia walk shoulder to shoulder to fight Balrog. He reflects that it's been a long time since they've been together, but they walk together like old partners. There is a mutual trust between the pair, and there's nothing more beautiful than that right there. Two demon hunters who feel companionship with each other and are going to fight some asshole named Balrog. I still can't get over that goddamn name. Okay. The pair fight their way to Balrog, and Balrog simply looks at them. Dante asks if he's shy, and Balrog replies with, "So, you finally came." Dante asks if he was waiting for them to appear, and Balrog indeed says that he believed that if he waited here, eventually a person of strength would come to him. Balrog takes a step towards them, which is enough to shake the ground. This dude is fucking huge then, or he's just that powerful. During this conversation, yep, he's fucking huge and powerful. During this conversation, Dante experiences a familiar sensation nearby. Balrog says that after losing his partner Argosax, he has grown bored, but now he has a new power. Dante sees something glimmering in his fist, and he recognizes it. It is a shard of Yamato. That damn sword again. It seems that when parts of Yamato scattered, a part remained in hell. It seems that Balrog used a shard of Yamato to enter the human world. Because of course he did, otherwise he wouldn't have been able to. Dante deduces that Balrog had been using the shard to travel to the human world. Dante was able to escape hell using one of these holes left by Balrog. Believing his escape to be a coincidence, Dante says Yamato out loud. Yamato was once used to seal demons away. Now it is helping demons escape from it. Oh, the irony. The Order of the Sword collected fragments of Yamato to fuel their ambitions, and that is how the Fortuna incident occurred. Ouch. In response, Dante grabbed Rebellion and readies himself for battle. Balrog lets out a massive yell, but Dante is unfazed by it. He tells Lucia that this is his job and jumps at Balrog, attacking him in his face. Huh? That was awkward. Okay, let's go. And now, so we see Dante meeting up with his former partner Lucia, and them going to actually fight Balrog. And then we learn that Balrog has been using a shard of Yamato to, well, it's implied that he's been using it, although we haven't been confirmed yet. We'll see how they're going to actually explain this, but apparently the Order of the Sword have been collecting fragments of Yamato to fuel their ambitions and to travel to and forth from hell to the human world. Which, okay, that makes sense, because Yamato was a sword that could do that. Still, this is definitely interesting stuff right here. So, but this line, he attacks Balrog in the fist, that sounded so weird. I don't know why, but that sounded hella weird to me. So let's go ahead and get to Nico chapter 1. Hold on, let me check again. Nico chapter 1, and then Lucia's chapter. Okay, so we'll do Lucia's chapter after Nico. It says chapter 1. The chapter opens with Nico meeting Kyrie for the first time. As Agnus amassed a lot of research documents, Nico must stay for a little while in Fortuna with Nico and Kyrie. Nico doesn't really consider people to be beautiful. She thinks well-made guns and swords are beautiful. She reminds me of somebody. Actually, two people. Tintin and no, she reminds me of Ruby right now. Because the whole swords and well-made guns are beautiful things. So yep, she's kind of reminded me of Ruby Rose from the show Ruby. However, she believes that Kyrie is so beautiful that it's a rare sight. The way that Kyrie looks at Nico reminds her of her mother, Alicia, who died when she was very young. Kyrie asks if it's okay to call her Nico. Nico immediately nods and says, "You can call me whatever you want, Nicoletta, even bitch." In response, Nero stumps on her foot under the table, points at her and yells, "Hey, don't use dirty words in front of Kyrie." Nico heard that Kyrie was Nero's girlfriend, but she couldn't imagine just how special Kyrie was to Nero. Nico apologizes to Kyrie for her foul mouth and says that her father is to blame. Nero lets out a small sigh. Kyrie smiles at them like she's watching two children bicker, which put Nico at ease. So, does Nico have a thing for girls? That is totally okay with me. In fact, that's hot. Okay. Kyrie invites Nico to eat with them as there's plenty to go around. Kyrie asks Nico if there's any food that she doesn't like, and Nico responds with, "If you cooked a type, then I'd eat it," making Kyrie laugh. Wow. Not subtle at all. When Kyrie goes to the kitchen, Nico tries to get a rise from Nero by saying, "Lovely woman, she's too good for you." Instead of a snarky rebuttal, Nero says, "Yeah, I think so too." That's very mature of him, since he doesn't seem the type to actually say something like that. As Agnus abandons Nico and her mother. When she was very young, she has complex feelings regarding him. While reflecting on this, Nico takes out a box of cigarettes, which Nero promptly snatches away from her. He tells her that she can't smoke in the house, and Nico asks if she can at least smoke in the garage, as she can't work if she doesn't smoke. In the garage, kids won't see her, and she won't be chased out of town for being an outsider. Oof. Yeah. Nico was told by her mother that Fortuna was her father's hometown. She read about the town's featured in folklore times, resulting in her starting a collect information concerning demons. Resulting in her starting to collect information concerning demons. After this segue, Nero still orders her to smoke outside. As she stands up to go smoke, she asks Nero if he wants any of her technology. He neither nods nor objects, but Nico felt that there was an implicit acceptance of the offer. Nico says, "It's fine. It's give and take. I get to make fine art and you get to use it to kill demons. We'll be like business partners." Nero asks if this is really okay, as he was an accomplice in her father's murder. Nico reflects on the story Nero told her about how the man who wields her grandmother's masterpiece used them to kill her father. Oh, so we just skipped that explanation, huh? Even Nico, with her vivid imagination, would struggle to think of something like that. However, she concludes that she has no emotion, no attachment to her father, as he abandoned her when she was around 2 or 3. She didn't even have memories of him. Nico tells him that the incident is in the past, then asks to make a phone call when she's done smoking. Nero asks who she's calling, and she says, "My dad. I want him to send me a package." Realizing how confusing her words were, she corrects herself and says, "Not Agnus, my current dad. He's a blood relative of my uncle." Nero heard this explanation with his mouth wide open. I know, that's such a weird thing. So Kyrie, we can already see that Nero is very protective and mature when it comes to Kyrie, which is a good thing, because really his appearance doesn't seem like from appearance why he doesn't seem like the type, but that just goes to show you that how much he cares for her and how mature he is around her, which is an interesting thing. It's an interesting prospect to see layers of layers of certain people, especially when they're interacting with other people, especially when it's interactions of people who are very close to them, as you guys can see when Nero is around Kyrie, and when Nero is very mature around her and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and enter Lucia's chapter. Lucia is watching Balrog and Dante fight. Balrog seems to be enjoying himself and doesn't even get angry when Dante dodges his attacks. I mean, why would he? He doesn't seem like the type to get angry. He's not a lowly demon. While watching Dante fight, Lucia clenches her fist. She committed herself to her studies and to getting stronger, not only so she would never have to rely on Dante again, but so that she could one day repay the favor to him. While watching Dante fight, she felt powerless. It'd be like that sometimes. Lucia wonders if his battle powers is due to his experience or whether it is simply because he has the blood of Sparta. It's both. The fight between Dante and Balrog heats up literally as Balrog fire causes trees and abandoned houses to catch on fire. Dante asks why Balrog likes fire so much since it's so commonly used. Balrog says that his fire is unprecedented and goes to punch Dante with a burning hot fist. The punch collides with the ground and causes a cloud of smoke to appear. Lucia reflexively calls out Dante's name, but as the cloud of dust disappears, she sees that he is protected by a transparent wall. Lucia sees him holding a three-pronged nunchaku. We've seen that. Well, I've seen that before. It's been a long time since I've used these. I'm not good with heat, says Dante as the wall of ice shatters. This tactic infuriates Balrog and he readies his fist once more. Why would he get... I thought he was enjoying it. Why would he get pissed because of that? In response, Dante makes an exaggerated pose with Cerberus like a protagonist in a kung fu movie. Of course he does, because it's fucking Dante. During the pose, Cerberus starts emitting cool air. Dante comments that he hasn't used it in a while, so he thinks it's pouting with him. Upon seeing it, Balrog says, that shape, that ability, did you tame Cerberus? Lucia remembers what Mater taught her about devil arms. She says that there are two ways for devil arms to be created. A demon will turn into a weapon of overwhelming power if it has been defeated and becomes submissive, or a demon will change into a weapon if there is a strong emotional bond present. Dante talks to Cerberus again, saying, come on puppy, it's not like I got rid of you. Dante and Balrog resume fighting, with Dante throwing some mad shapes with Cerberus. Of course he throws some mad shapes. Dante lands a big blow against Balrog and he staggers. But it turns out Balrog's stagger was a bait for Dante to lower his guard. He fires up his right hand, because of course he did, the one with the Yamato fragment, and goes to attack Dante. Dante surrounds himself with Cerberus' ice, but Balrog punches him so hard that Cerberus itself shatters. Did he kill the demon? However, this was a bait for Dante. The force of the dual attack shattered the Yamato fragment that Balrog had. Both the Yamato fragment and Cerberus fragments are said to be grander size and they dissipate. Oh wait, granular sized and they dissipate. After Cerberus breaks, Dante takes out Rebellion. Upon seeing Rebellion, Balrog asks if he is Sparta's son. Dante replies, what are you gonna do if I am? Balrog says that he heard the rumors of him defeating Mundus and Argosax. At this point, Balrog has either used up most of his strength or is losing his will to fight. Balrog says he understands the difference in their strength and accepts that Dante won. Dante is suddenly surrounded by a whirlwind of flame. Balrog says that he will allow Dante to use him as a devil arm. He says that fighting with Dante will allow him to power up, and then one day they can have a rematch. This seems to be the lore explanation for Balrog's ignition mechanic. Okay. The whirlwind disappears and Dante is standing with Balrog equipped. He replies, "Geez, what a selfish guy. Didn't even wait for my reply." Lucia asks if he's okay. He shrugs and says, "These things happen to me." Balrog starts talking, which immediately annoys Dante. Dante tells him that it's one thing to hitch a ride with him, but if he keeps talking, then it's going to drive him mad. Lucia can't help but smile at the exchange. Lucia becomes lonely at the thought of the job ending. She realizes that Mater saw through her all along. The reason why she didn't want to see Dante again was because her heart longed for him. Oh. Okay. Did not see that one coming. Actually, wait. Never mind. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did see that coming. Lucia calls Mater a meddler out loud. Dante replies that she's a good mother irrespective of there being no blood link. Dante says Lucia's name out loud and she becomes excited, but he begins talking about the fragments of Yamato and Balrog's hand, which disappoints her. Dante explains how the fragment allowed demons to travel through. He tells her that if an incident like this happens again, she can call him. Lucia tries not to read too deeply into it and nods. She recognizes that the fragment Dante destroyed must have been important to him. She tells Dante that he is a cruel man and he gives her a puzzled look. She says that they should return separately and she bids him farewell. Dante tells Lucia to take care of herself. Okay, Dante is either dense or he did that on purpose. I really, really hope he's dense in this situation because that's kind of messed up that you didn't really notice. Because if there's a longing that she has, there must have been something in her voice to basically convey that at the very least she wanted to talk to him a little more. So I'm just like, dude, please tell me that you at the very least are dense, or are you, and you're not just being an asshole. But then again, Dante's whole circumstances with his whole thing makes it very difficult for him to actually try something like that. And he's like Nero, so it's like, okay. So I kind of get if he did it on purpose, but I really just hope that he's dense. So yeah, this is very interesting. We see how basically Dante's fight with Balrog ended and how he obtained Balrog as a weapon. Although it's kind of fucked up that he used Cerberus to just shatter like that. Although I don't think Cerberus is dead. And now that Cerberus has been shattered though, it's probably pissed. I would be too if the motherfucker I had using me just broke me like that. It's like, dude, are you fucking serious? You just freaking broke me on some asshole. So yeah, this is a very interesting read. We see how this actually plays out. We get to see more of what Dante's doing, and we get to see Lucia and hear her thoughts on the situation that she was in with Dante, and hearing her admit to, at the very least herself, that she longed for Dante, even if she doesn't admit it out loud. Again, these are complicated adults, so I mean, these adults have complications with their own lives, so it makes sense for her to admit to herself that she longs for him but not say anything. But she gets excited, which is basically the equivalent to an anime blush, when he calls out to her. But of course, Dante being Dante doesn't apparently recognize this, or I don't know. He either doesn't recognize this or he did, and it's just not saying anything because he has something far too important right now to do, or he's just not seeing it. I mean, he's just not. Yeah, but yeah, this was fairly interesting. And then the whole Kyrie thing and Nero and Nico thing, that was also a fairly interesting. That was also fairly interesting. Seeing, as I stated before, seeing Nero and how he acts when he's around Kyrie, as opposed to how you would normally act with other people. It shows the layers of the character. Also, hearing Nico basically try to flirt with Kyrie, which was kind of funny. It was I think it was more of a I think it was more of a comedy thing because of Nico just like caught off guard with the fact that Kira was such a beautiful person, like a beautiful looking person. So it's just like, yeah, it was for comedy reasons, but it was also to show basically another side of Nero that you wouldn't have expected, which is also a good thing. So I'm enjoying that this whole novel is showing us different layers of these characters instead of them just being the straightforward like how the game will mostly betray them until they have those special moments, because the games, they do give us like an ilk into the many layers of the characters, but from like a surface point they seem straightforward. But if you go into the games more, they give us bits and pieces of each of the characters. But this novel is able to focus on these characters' emotions and how they basically how they react to their circumstances, and then that just gives us a more thorough look into these characters and their personality, which is a very good thing. So this is where I'm ending it now, and when we come back, we're going to get into the intermission chapter, and we're going to do the Nico chapter 2, Morrison chapter 1, and Dante chapter 3, and I think we're going to do the lady chapter to end it all. So this has been Hunter Ray Dragon. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys during the next video. Make sure you guys subscribe to me. Make sure you guys click that notification bell so that you guys know when I upload more. And make sure you guys leave me a like, because that greatly helps my channel. Leave me comments down in the comment section below. Tell me what you guys think of this novel. Tell me what you guys think of the video game as well. And I hope to see you guys during my Devil May Cry 5 live stream. So this has been Hunter the Red Dragon. I'm saying out. I will see you guys later.